All right, everybody, welcome to SlapSon. We got a guest this week that always brings the energy, the fun, the entertainment, and man, is he excited because he's going to be on the Las Vegas card March 7th, Power Slap 12, going up against Riley. We've got Anthony, the King, DeFrank. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the power slap king.
SlapSon, baby!
100%.
Dude, I dig it. Okay, let's do this. All right, everybody. Welcome to SlapSon. We got the man in the building. From numberweight contender, from being on a show, to thinking he might fight for the belt. Here we are. It's about to be March. Who knows what's going on? He said he's got some news. Let's feel it out. We know his boy Dakota's fighting for a belt. Oh, it's lightweight. Inaugural lightweight belt going down to March. So what is he doing? Let's find out. Everybody, give it up for Anthony, the Kiingdefrank.
Always a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, I love it. I love it. Before we get too far, I got to point out, look at this sick shirt. Look at this sick shirt. I think you say,
okay,
Murder Weight in red. What's up, baby?
Yes, sir.
Everyone check him out. Murder Weight on Instagram. All right. Okay. We've got King here, one of the OGs of the pod. I believe number 2 guest ever. So coming back for more. Last time he was on his boat, just chilling, hanging out in the nighttime sky. Here we are during the day. Anthony, man, lay it on me. What's going on?
Oh, man. So a lot has transpired in the past couple months, At first, the whole match getting canceled, I didn't even think they were going to schedule me again because he needed to end up getting surgery. He ended up getting the surgery. Everything was good with him. So now he's actually fighting for the belt against Robert. And so now what they have me, they called me. I guess this is technically the number 1 contender because now they're going to start rolling out the lightweight matches. So now it's me and Riley. And then I guess whoever wins that faces whoever wins for them. So now they have some motion because they don't want to put the lightweights out before until they had the belt match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, shit, that's not bad, but are you a little disappointed because you're not?
So I'll say this.
You're not getting the belt shot. I mean, you're still going to get that number 1 title contender, it sounds like, in March. But are you a little disappointed?
Honestly, at first I'm like, I didn't want to, I was kind of looked at it as like me fighting down in a sense because like you said, I was going to kind of fight for the belt or towards the belt with McGregor or whatever they're going to replace Rob kind of thing. But now, honestly, I just look at it like this. It's a better opportunity for me to only get better, get more experience under my belt because I don't want to be a champion who gets the belt and doesn't have that much experience. So when I do face somebody, I lose it away, something like that kind of thing. And I feel like it would be more fruition if I actually did have that number 1 contender, made my mark on that live card, because I still haven't even performed on a live card yet. So I feel like that's the biggest thing. And then once I do end up taking that win, that's the perfect time for me to get the mic and kind of captivate my moment and tell them I want the belt kind of thing.
Yeah, so that's a good attitude, man. In other words, you haven't really slid back. You're just kind of in the same spot. And so,
exactly.
and I like your shit. I like you're already thinking about when you win, you're going to get the mic and say, okay, I did my thing. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, 100%. And that's all I've been doing the past, since I found out. All I've been doing was cutting weight and literally just imagining from the walkout song, from me winning, to who I'm going to call out, what's going to happen. And then just the whole thing's already pictured in my head. So once I get out there, it's going to be an absolute movie. And I can't wait for you to see my energy. This is the one thing I do want to say. My energy, pay attention to the people's energy before I walk out. When I walk out, watch how electrifying that crowd is going to be.
Dude, I love it, man. If you guys don't know, he's going to come out yelling his name. I mean, I have a feeling he's going to come out and do that, man. What's the walkout song? Do you have it pinned down? Or is it your own? Did you cut it on your record?
So I was thinking about that, but I was kind of debating between 2. So the one I'll tell you the one I was going to do.
Okay.
The one I was going to do was Empire State of Mind, and I was going to come out. You could tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely from, you know what I mean? But
100%.
I'm thinking about this. It's a good song, but it's not going to get me as hype as I need to be. So we kind of shifted the category a little bit, and I don't want to give any surprises, but just know when you hear this song, you'll know who it is.
Dude, funny, real quick, I got to tell you, so I'm an old head, right? So like Pac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Eminem, like all that kind of stuff, right? Like I lit Common, I breathed all those guys, but they never come through Utah, bro. Like, I mean, I can't imagine why it's just a bunch of white people. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But my whole life, man, I wanted to see Jay-Z because he might have come through once, but I might have been living in Chicago at the time. Anyway, he finally came. I went with my girl to Vegas. I went with Allie to see iHeartRadio, and he fucking performed that with Alicia Keys' Empire State of Mind. Dude, I lost my shit. And that's when he came out with Yee. He came out with the fucking...
NW.
No, the one where he's like, what's she order? Fish fillet? That one.
Ty Dolla. Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Why the? It's so when you get on camera, you start freaking shit.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
know
dude.
exactly
So
what
like,
you're talking about.
so like that one came out, and he came out with Alicia Keys and did that. Oh, it did not
man.
disappoint. So
That's one of my favorite songs, hands down, and I think that's perfect. That's why I was really going to use it because it's perfect. Once it says, "You could tell by my attitude," that's perfect for me. You know what I mean?
it's so
But
good.
it doesn't give me that hype factor, which is like, because I really wanted to use that.
Yeah, no, I mean, in that moment, you definitely got to pick. You got to pick the song that's going to get your mindset like out of this world. So yeah, dude, I totally get that. And I have seen you in the gym. Like these triceps are getting bigger by the week, my guy.
Mm-hmm. I've
What's
been trying.
up?
You know, my thing is, this is always kind of happens. Like, I usually always consistent in the gym, but once I stop like going for like a week, 2 weeks, I stop going. That's when they always end up calling me, and it happens every time. Once I stop training for like the tiniest bit, they'll give me the call. I'm like, okay, it's good because now I have to get back into the gym, which I have
Yeah.
no choice, and it's kind of forces me to, which gets me right back in that mindset, which is perfect.
And you don't have to cut much weight, do you? Or do
So-
you cut weight at all?
Listen to this. This is another thing that kind of got me upset about this fight because right at the point before they called me, I was at the perfect weight. I was 166. My goal was like 170, 175. And that was just straight off working out, straight muscle. And then they called me and I'm like, oh man, now I got to lose all that work that I put into it and then kind of go back down. I'm kind of flux right now. I'm 159. So I still have to lose 5
So
pounds.
you're not too far off.
No. At first, it was a little hard. Now it's like managing it. Now I'll be 159, then I'll be 158, and then I'll just kind of keep going back and forth. But yeah, now it's just kind of getting everything under locks.
So do you want to weigh that before you take off to Vegas, or are you going to cut some more weight when you're there?
Yeah, I wanna be 155 exactly, and on weigh-in day, I want to be 156.
Dude, I love that. Yeah,
I
because
think that's the strength part of it. If you don't, you know what I mean. I think that's what really puts a part to for my first one versus my second one.
So I was going to say, not cutting that much weight should actually, I mean, we've talked about it before with different strikers and that, but I'm of the belief, look, I'm not getting up there and fucking doing it, but I'm of the belief that you should be on weight well before you get up there so there's no chance of dehydration.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing to me is like, I wouldn't, if I'm not making weight, honestly, I wouldn't even want to take the fight because that's just so unprofessional for me on my part of things. So that was my biggest thing. And that's why as soon as I found out, I'm like, okay, that's easy. I started cutting immediately. Now it's just all cardio.
Dude, that's awesome. So what do we know about Riley, man? What do we think about it? Do we think it's a good matchup? Do you think it's gonna be easy work? Like, what do we know about Riley?
So honestly, that's a good question. What I will say about Riley, he does have the showman side of him, which is like, if you really think about it, who would be a kind of better matchup for me in that sense? Isaac, he's a good opponent, but showman-wise, he's not really like the showman. Same with William and then everybody underneath that as well. They're not really showmen, so I feel like that does make the most sense with how my personality is. And I feel like he does have a good strike and he does have a jaw. I think it was just more so his first one, he had a really good match. His second one, nothing discrediting Dakota, but I think he was so messed up from his last match that when he got hit, it was kind of just like done, and now he didn't really have that much of a fair chance in a sense. But yeah, I'll never count him out. He's a good opponent. He has a good strike, and he definitely has a chin as well. But the way that I look at it, and this may be a cocky asshole kind of way to look at it, but when I face Josh, even though I did take that loss, in my opinion, I think he hits harder than anybody in our division and has the best chin out of everybody. Maybe Robert is probably the only other person that's probably there. But other than that, I think I already faced the best. So I feel like everybody else underneath me is just like, not that I'm going to fly through them, but it's kind of going to be a nice paveway for me to get to the title in a sense.
Yeah, it's like they kind of, without either of you really knowing, because you guys were so new, but they kind of threw you the best hammer that they had.
Yeah.
So in your mind,
100%.
it's kind of like, okay, in other words, you're not intimidated by anyone because you feel like you've already faced kind of the heavy hitter.
Yeah. And I felt like the hardest hit, like size-wise, muscle-wise, it was definitely him. And if I'm getting hit by that already, nobody else is that size or like that, then it can't be much harder than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But how slap scores say.
absolutely. You know, that slap score thing is interesting. Like, I was talking with Bryce the other day, and he made a good point. He's like, the tech is there. I mean, it measures your slap, but it's not a pure slap in his opinion. The guys that are scoring really high, just because they're not doing it on purpose, but just because they know the idea is just to get the highest point possible, they tend to naturally more club than slap. So,
yeah. And my thing was, when I first did it too, I didn't even have my full technique down. This was before I even learned my technique and everything like that. So I'm like, oh man, I wonder what it would be now. And then I had the chance to do it in Vegas, but I was with McGregor and Rob. So I'm like, I can't show them what I'm working with right now.
yeah.
Got to keep that on the back ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that was fun when was that at a Slap News's like open event at Circa? Yeah, dude, I was watching those stories and I was like, these guys they're not giving it their all because everyone's watching them, dude.
You know,
I thought
that's why I'm like, I
awesome.
was gonna do it, but I'm like, nah, I gotta hide these secrets.
Yeah, dude. So this year, I mean, shit, dude, we're only 2-3 weeks away. Like, the year's starting off like a banger for you. If it goes really well, you know, there's rumblings of it, you know, being in Miami in April, right? Doing a pretty quick turnaround. But if it goes your way and the damage isn't, you know, a lot, or the damage is nothing because you just do a one and done or something like that. Like, just say it goes your way. Do you want that quick? Do you want that quick of a turnaround, or do you want to breathe in the moment a minute?
That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like you said, it kind of all depends how the match goes. Because I'm the kind of person, I'm very strategical. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna let my ego get in the way. If I know I can't fight, I'm not gonna get up and fight. That's why in my second one, I kept taking those knees. I could have stood up, I could have just stayed there, but I knew myself. I had to take that knee. I had to take that extra second. So I feel like that's like the biggest part that's really gonna play a part in this. But if, like you said, it is like a first rounder, second rounder, I just get hit once kind of thing, I don't see why that would be an issue. So I'll always take a fight. That's never a problem. But the only thing that would stop me is like that, something like that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, man. I've, talked with everybody for the most part has that attitude, which I love. But what I love more, meaning the attitude of I'm ready to go all the time. Right?
Yeah.
But what I love is, for the most part, there's a couple here and there, but for the most part, everybody really is game. Like, short notice fights, things like that, and it's just so good for the sport because the way you grow a following, I mean, you know this, right? You got your social media following, but people need to see you. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be in the back of their head more than people think, and to have that attitude.
Whether they love you or
huge.
hate you, whatever it is, you have to somehow just put yourself out there. And either way, either they're going to love you and they're going to want to watch you, or they're going to hate you and they're still going to want to watch you regardless because they want to see you lose. So it's like
100%.
Both, especially with this sport.
Oh, it's already started. I mean, I'm sure you've gotten more, but it's already started for us, like in the welcome to SlapSon comments, like on YouTube and Instagram. It's just like people saying, this isn't fighting, this isn't a sport. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, people are watching.
And that's how you know. That's how you know when you're starting to do good, is when you start getting all those hateful comments, because that's how you know it's more of a broader audience watching it. Because think about this, the more stuff that kind of goes viral in a sense is the stuff that gets hate versus the stuff that gets love, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense. I mean, and I just watched or listened to an interview with Dana recently, and it's so funny, man. Like, that guy has so much confidence. Like, I actually believe he doesn't give a fuck. Because a lot of people say that, billionaires, entrepreneurs, blah, 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 but they still get bugged if someone looks at them funny. I really think Dana doesn't give a fuck. Like, and he talks to this reporter, and he just tells him straight up, he's like, look, when people are so visceral angry at what you're creating, he goes, you've got something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's not in the, soft blanket business. He's in the fight business.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's I think, is that the one that he was talking about, the pillow fighting league as well? He's like, I don't hear nothing about any of this. I saw the pillow fighting league. I'm done.
I hear a fuck about power. It's just cool to be a part of it, bro, because, like, say what you want, but, like, literally there's what's the beanbag tossing game? Fucking
cornhole.
Bro, there's cornhole on ESPN.
That's an actual sport too now.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you don't like it, then go away. But what's cool is they're not going away because they can't not look. It's just like UFC in the beginning. Everybody's in the closet right now, And when society allows them to come out,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. But
And that's the thing. Everybody they like to hate on it, but then when they get the post in front of them, they're sitting here liking it, sitting there watching it 2-3 times because they have no choice. Because what are you going to do when you see somebody get slapped? You have no choice but to watch.
no, 100%.
You know what I mean?
And they're watching with that stank face. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I want to see him get slapped, or I want to see him slap, kind of thing.
Yeah. And to remedy all that, they just have to go see you live in Vegas, you and Riley. Like, go see it live. And if you still are like, this is not my thing, then okay, it's probably not your thing.
Yeah.
But
and if you have the king on the card and you don't like it, that's how you know it's not for you.
yeah,
At that point.
I love it, man. Come on, it's true. It's true. So, any preparation as far as your technique, or are we just dialing everything in that much more?
Honestly, yeah, I'm doing so that was another thing that I was really working on a lot, was because my first fight was I did strictly technique. My second one I did strictly defense. So then now my second one, when I did strictly defense, my defense was good. I was taking the slaps, knees, whatever the case may be. But when I was out there hitting, I wasn't doing my best. So now what I'm really doing was I realized I was going way too fast. Like when I was doing it, I was winding it way too fast. Instead, not going to break the secret, but now I really found out, I've been working with some of the other guys. Pono's an absolute legend. He's been teaching me a couple things.
Dude,
Luke
Pono's the
Simons
coach
as well.
of the league, son.
Yeah.
That guy, he's so open about it. And it seems to be working because people, like you said, I mean, including yourself, they kind of flock to the guy.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's just how he is as a person, you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't do anything but love it. And my biggest thing is, I'm never going to be the kind of person who can't learn something from the next guy. I'm always going to be a student regardless if I'm the best or if I'm the worst, because I can always get better. So now, yeah, it's just really just strictly just technique, just really getting my form. Another thing I noticed, I will tell you this about the technique. Before, when I was doing my first match, when I got the knockout, I had the open hand. My second one, I had we're coming back to the open hand.
Interesting. Spreading the fingers a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I realized how much bigger it actually is on them when it's like this. I'm only hitting certain spots versus the whole fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole face.
Do you think the chalk actually helps, or it's just something to go through the motion to get you ready?
You're not going to like what I have to. My thing on the chalk, I swear, I don't care what anybody says, there's some magic chalk. That chalk has magic in it. I don't care what anybody says. My first match, I had a bunch of chalk. Knocked him out. My second one, I barely had chalk, and you saw it happen. There has to be something with the chalk. I don't know what it is, but some dust that fucks you up or something, it gets to you.
Like maybe it gets in the eye or up the nose a little bit.
Something.
Dude,
I don't know what it is.
thought about that. I never thought. That's crazy. Dude, because it could. Kind of focus. Oh, yeah.
Because there's something that's because there's a reason why we're using it for the slap. You know what I mean? There's something that ties behind it. I don't know what it is, if it gives the extra, but the favorites usually have more in their side than the other person, which I realized that, and I wonder why.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny, man. That's funny. Before this match with Riley, I know we kind of asked if you knew his game a little bit, but have you gotten to know him at all before this? Or is this, when you stand across from him, this is going to be the first time you guys see each other?
No, me and him since the season, so all the lightweights, we have a group chat, we have a Snapchat thing, so we all kind of stay really close, me and Riley. I wouldn't say me and him were the closest, but me and him were really close friends. We text back and forth all the time. We actually had a song we were making. We never ended up finishing making it because he was kind of going through his own thing at the time. But since then, I haven't really spoke to him or since the match or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, I'm just curious.
But yeah, it's all love for Riley, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, the power slap game is a little bit different. I mean, there's a lot of love in MMA and boxing, but dude, from what I know, the UFC matches, when the card's over, they all don't go out to the bar and get drinks. Whereas like in power slap, it was like, fuck yeah, let's go to get some drinks.
There's something really special about that too. For us to be able to do that is crazy. Because like you said, you don't really see that too much in the UFC. Like you may here and there, but rarely you're never going to see them going out to a fucking get a drink after or something like that. Meanwhile, after the power slap, everybody's hanging out at the after party, no matter if you got knocked out or you won the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw one of my favorite things of the last after party was Chelsea slapped up Isaiah. Dude, dude, it was so awesome. He's like, no, hit me. She's like, okay. So she slaps him. And I think that reel has like 5 million views or some shit on Chelsea's
shit.
Yeah, like it got so, yeah, man. And but just to validate what you're saying, dude, everyone was chilling, having a good time. And Like, and
There's no ego in that place too. That's the biggest thing.
not at all. Like, people were saying congratulations on like knockout bonuses and things like
Yeah.
that.
It's just a amazing environment to be around, honestly. It's like such a family oriented spot where like you wouldn't expect it for such a violent sport like this. That's what kind of throws you off about it too.
No, it's true. Like, I mean, Tim and Lucas on the last one, they're like, especially my youngest son, Lucas, he's obsessed with Pono. And he's in 5th grade, right? So he's showing highlights of Pono. And then then he's showing his buddies pictures with Pono and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, he's nice. And he's going, oh yeah. He's like, if people only knew, the closer you get to the killers, the kinder they are. Like,
yeah,
it's, you know what
100%. I mean? And that's the biggest thing. One of my biggest life lessons is don't judge a book by its cover, because that's the biggest thing. I'm one of the biggest examples. You look at me, you can judge me from a sense, but then when you talk to me, you realize so much deeper than what you actually thought from the surface, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, man, you get it. Like, it's you get the fight games and eyeballs thing,
100%.
So how excited are you? Like, can you sleep at night? Are you fine? Like, what's the internal emotion going on, dude?
Honestly, I'm beyond excited. I just can't wait to go out there and honestly just take over that stage. Once I walk out there, you're gonna know the king is there, the most electrifying. I want to say, I don't want to say just to be cocky, but I have a feeling that when I come out there, it's gonna be one of the most interactive with the crowds, most electrifying kind of entrances, and I just can't wait to bring that. But I do know Riley is a dog, so I'm ready for war, regardless of what happens. But yeah, I think I definitely got this in the bag. Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait.
I love it, dude. I love it. Well, everybody, I think that's a perfect place to end it. Honestly, he's bringing the energy, he's bringing the hammer, he's bringing the fun. Bring signs if you got him. Come watch this guy. Interact with him. He won't be shy. He'll cater to you as well. Like, up on that podium, scream his name, do whatever. It's going to be a banger. March 7th, Las Vegas. Let's get it done. King, where can everyone find you on social media, man?
All platforms at Kiingdefrank with 2 eyes. We got a bunch of content coming. I did have a couple pranks and podcasts that I do have coming out soon, but kind of pushed it back because we're going to make a whole YouTube video out of this whole experience, give everybody a kind of behind the scenes of power slap so they can kind of see what a day in the life is, or what you kind of go through in the sense of the life card, just to give everybody a nice little background scene.
Dude, I love it. All right. Well, dude, as always, thanks for coming on. And this will be dropping as soon as it can. And everybody, March 7th, Power Slap. Let's do it. Las Vegas.
Yes.
Let's let this thing upload.
Man, I can't wait.
Okay, that's all she wrote, people. Thanks for watching. Wait until the next episode drops. And in the meantime, go hug that person in the mirror. And then like and subscribe and share this video.